once you did older. I did older, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I just feel like...
How much older?
Yeah, how much older?
Not like 18 years, baby.
So what's your cap?
My thing, I like dating men in their 30s. I feel like they're more mature.
All right, but what is the cap? 10
Like
years?
a 5 year to
Okay.
5 to 8, like she said. You get what I'm saying?
5 to 8.
Because I feel like they have more to offer. You know, I like a man that leads. You can lead me if we're the same age, because I'm very strong-minded. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nothing fool you. Like, when you speak to me, you're going to have a real problem if you're not ready. You know what I'm saying? You know, seriously, like, if you speak to me and you're not about it, you're going to be annoyed. And I kind of like... Also, in a bedroom, I'd be like, a man that's older. For me, a man that older always fuck me better. You know what I'm saying? Like, my age, not doing it. You know, a man that over 30, they know how to fuck. They fucking. They're not playing with it. To me, sex is very important. I'm sorry. In a relation, if you don't want me to cheat, give me good dick. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I like a man that's able to, like, financially stable. You know, you're able to help me with my bills. You can't do that for the same age for the most part. The average 27, the average people that's not, they don't have it like that.
Okay, but what I'm
Some
saying...
people do. Yeah, some people do.
The average, I said not
Okay,
the
average,
You're
the
right. Okay, the average.
But the
You know what I'm saying? But it's not even about the most financial thing. I feel like an older man can teach me more things. I don't like people that's my age. I think people that's my age are like young boys.
You said he's financially stable.
Yeah.
And he could fuck good.
Okay.
Those are the only, there are people who are 27, 28, 25, 29 who are financially stable and could fuck you good.
Okay.
And you're going to try to say that they can't, you won't listen to them because they just haven't been on this earth as long as a 36-year-old, 35-year-old, that makes no sense
All
to
right,
me.
this is my whole thing. When I date guys my age, I'm not really attracted to guys my age. I'm not gonna lie. I like a guy that's a little older. I'm sorry. I never really dated guys my age. It's nothing personal. I feel like guys that are older could teach me things.
Physical attraction? Or
No,
mental?
I don't go for the physical. I like me a little belly, you know what I mean? I like me that, you know what I'm saying? Yo, what's the pocket looking like? That's more me. I'm not into like that. If I did a dude that's pretty, it's because I really fuck with your vibe. But looks for me is the last thing I think about.
So let me ask you this.
what comes with it.
Yeah, so what Rico's saying, besides dick and money, what else are you looking for from an older man?
They be teaching me things. I feel
Like what?
Intellectual.
Like, they help me with things like the dude that I boom. This is what, let me be real honest. Like, I was dating a dude that was my age, and I felt like he was still immature. He was still into like young boy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like doing too much. And I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I really don't like that. But when I was dating a dude that's a little bit older, it was making sure, like, you know, I never had health insurance before. Make sure I got my health insurance. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, and he's like, I wanted to get my own spot. I didn't get my own spot, but he gave me the money to get my own spot. You know what I'm saying? I'm living with my sister. So he was just like, yo, I give you the bread to get it. You know what I'm saying? I never got it, but I still got the bread. So I saved the bread. And he showed me like, yo, you don't need a pair of red bottoms. You know what I'm saying? Because of this dude, today I'm not broke. You know what I'm saying? Because of him, I'm not broke at all.
All right, so let me ask you this question.
But if I was dating with the dude that
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. I'm gonna ask all of y'all a question because I would say that 5 years is a cap. I would also go as far as saying I always looked at that as very strange and weird to me because this is the thing. Y'all gotta understand what comes with an older man because you're telling women out here to go date older, but a faster life in terms of that relationship comes with the older man. So you know what's gonna happen? He's dating you, let's just say hypothetically, he's dating a 27-year-old, he's 8 years older than her, he's 35, right? I covered you and I covered you and I covered you. Now that the 35-year-old is saying, I want to get married in 2 years, I want a kid and actually, I want to get married in 1 year. I want a kid in 2 years. Are you ready to deal with that since you're thinking that this is the idealistic thing to do?
No.
Honestly, I'm not ready to have no kids right now.
Okay, so then
you're not ready for older men?
Some older men already have their kids. I'm just here playing stepmommy. Like,
yes, but I think that we just need, so you and I were saying, yes, date older, but I think for you and I, we just lower our cap.
Okay.
So we don't say the 5 years because maybe the 5 year person or the 8 year person that we meet, the 35-year-old, I'm not ready for that. So 35 is not the age I'm going to date.
I think
32, maybe 31. Like, you know what I mean? So I'll just lower my, like, I'll date older. I'll date a 30, 31, 32-year-old. Maybe they won't ask me to get married in a year.
From dating someone that was 18 years older than me to now dating someone who's only 2 years older than me, I like that because him and I are on the same page.
Sure.
when we want to get married and when we want to have kids, which is in the next 3 years.
Okay.
I think that that's a fair, agreement. So
She's like, my relationship's healthy.
it was not always healthy.
But you got there.
We worked. We
Humble
worked for
brag.
it.
We love to see it.
Yeah, we worked for it.
But 5 years is not that much older. I understand 18
No,
years.
it's well.
But wait, hold
5
on.
years is
Let
like-
her finish, and then
No, I'm just
Amanda
saying
wants to say
because
something.
I went through that experience. I knew when we broke up that I wasn't going to date anyone that much older than me ever again. So now I'm dating someone 2 years older than me, and that's why I think it's better to 5 years and less, because you guys could agree on the same time when you're ready to settle down and have kids and all that stuff.
Sure.
And he motivated me because he may be younger, right? He's 27 right now, but guess what? He's the one that put me on to my credit getting better. Okay. His savings is popping. He motivated me to save my money, and I motivated him to duplicate his money because that's where I came in to the game. So it's like, you just got to find someone who is in the same wave like as you. It could be 2 years, 3 years, it could be 5 years.
But I don't think 5 years is nothing crazy.
Yeah, 5 years
I
is
feel
nothing
like
crazy.
as a woman, your man should be 5 years older than you. If I did a man at the same age, just know he really that dude. Cause I don't.
Most successful men had that girl just like you. That they were striving and they were at a point where, I speak for myself. I was working in the Apple store. And I had just left my label. I just got, I had to sign a fucked up deal. I had to go back to work in a retail job. And then after I got my retail job, I was dealing with my girl at the time. I'm like, yo, fuck it, I'm just gonna get a relationship. I started modeling, and I literally was like, yo, I'm gonna just take this modeling shit to the next level since people trying to fuck with me with my music. Right? And my girl at the time was like, you really want to do model? I don't think you should take pictures with your shirt off. I know you look great, but I don't want people to look at you like that. And I'm like, yeah, but she didn't want to stick it out. I'm literally working at my retail job for about 6 months to a year, and Cardi B's manager comes walking into my job and offers me to shoot with them. Not once, 3 times. And then I actually denied it at first. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But then I started working with them and many other people in the next 3 years. And then she left in the course of all that, and then she tried to come back. But now you can't come back.
No, of course not.
What I'm trying to say is sometimes you just got to be patient. Because you're unrealistic with your goals. With
yes,
men
but
your
here's
age.
the difference. You were hustling, working retail, modeling on the side, gigging,
Yeah, but
whatever.
that's regular now.
No, yes,
You know how many people
that's
doing
what I
that?
do. No, I'm saying that's that. And I'm here with you. Like I'm doing that. Like, and I am no stranger to working like multiple jobs 7 days a week. No stranger to it.
Yeah.
So, but if someone doesn't respect that, that's different than someone mooching off of their parents still when they're in their late 20s, living in the basement, saying they're going to get out, saying they're going to do all this.
Though.
Yeah, but that's what Alan said.
No, what Alan is saying is that I'm living in my mom's house and I'm working, right? I'm doing something, right? But you're saying, quote unquote, it's been 5 years already. Where's the proof? But sometimes what I'm trying to tell you, like in my life, my first big breakthrough came to me. I didn't even go to it.
Okay.
So when that shit happened, next thing you know, I'm on boom, 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 television. And now I'm doing mad other things.
Yeah.
I did older because I don't got to worry about certain things. You get what I'm saying? I did older because they already did certain things they're not going to be doing right now. You know what I'm saying? Dating somebody my age, we're going to be struggling together. I'm not, like Rico said before, I was raised on survival. So if it's not beneficial for me in any way, shape, or form, not that I don't love you, it already too much. Like when I'm with an older dude, I feel more secure. I feel like there's certain things I don't gotta ask him.
Yeah.
You know, he gonna ask me, am I good with certain things? But a younger dude not gonna say it like that. Why I gotta do this? Why I gotta help you out with this? Why I gotta do that? But an older dude, he gonna say he gotta build you. You know what I'm saying? So this is why I did older, for security, because honestly speaking, sometimes I feel like I can't do it by myself. And when I did with a dude that's a little older than me, he make it easier on me. Compared to if I'm struggling with a dude that's my age, there's no guarantee we're gonna make it. We both might break.
All right. So it's safe to say, fine, it has nothing to do with love, it's to do with survival, and that's what you're saying.
Yeah,
Alright.
no, not for love. I mean,
No, yeah, you're saying your security.
Whoever I'm with, I would love for. Love is
You
thought.
grow,
Don't
but
believe.
you
Don't
look
believe.
at it as an
I
older
don't love
man.
nobody that I get with at the beginning. I don't care if he's my
Okay.
age or if he's like 50 years older than me. You know what I'm saying? But like when I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn, I'm secure with him. I don't gotta worry about the rent when I'm with him. I don't gotta worry about nothing when I'm with him. I don't gotta take out my money when I'm with him.
But just know there's more that comes with it with the older man, going back to Rico saying yes. Because you're telling the
But you
audience.
said why did older?
Okay.
That's the
so
question now.
security, you're doing it for security, but then
Yes.
also
Opportunity.
just make sure you speak on everything though. Yes, the opportunity is gonna come, the security is gonna come, but there's also other things that come with it because you're like glamorizing it. Right, I get that's why you're dating older, but you're telling ladies that, hey, it's okay to date 30. I mean,
that's
older.
not what I said.
You're saying you dated for security.
He said why should
You just
women
said
date
security.
older?
For security.
I said women date older for security.
Am I not
for
saying it in
better
English?
sex.
Yes, for security.
For me,
But you have to talk about the other things too. It's like you're only talking about one side. I just love duality. That's all. So when Danny is speaking, she's speaking on one side, and I get that 100%. She's dating for security. The older man got it. The younger man, you're gonna have to teach him or be his co-pilot. You don't want that. You want the older man to lead. He pretty much has it set. I get that. Now, what I'm saying is another side to it is other things that come with it when you're dating older, because we're putting out to the audience, what Rico's saying and what you're saying. So for me, as I hear you speak, there is other sides that come with it. It's like you're almost romanticizing just being with the older man. There's other things that come with it. Like Rico said, what if he wants to be married at this age and kids at this age?
I agree.
Are you okay with that?
I agree.
Or are you just not thinking about that? You're just happy with the bag and that's it.
I agree, but I feel like all women should date older. I feel like all women should date men that's older than them.
Okay, so
That's my thing. 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, every woman should date older. That's just, I'm not gonna change that. You know what I'm saying? And if a woman gonna date the same age, it gotta make sense.
If you're 45, you should date a 50-year-old.
No, that's different, but, oh man.
Okay, wait.
I'm just curious because you're
And I'm not
speaking
saying
very
to date
vague.
your age either.
Okay, boom.
Because if I'm 21 and I'm dating a 23, or, you know what I'm saying, that's not older realistically, but it's older. You know what I'm saying? But like if I'm 45, I can't date a 50-year-old. That's what you're telling women.
But when I say all women should date older, I'm not saying
that's a different
10,
age
18
bracket.
years. I said date like 2, 3, 5 years older than you. I'm not saying like date somebody that's 20 years older. I'm not saying that. I'm like, just date somebody that's 5, 6, 7, 8 years. It's easier. They already got certain things planned out. You know what I'm saying? As a women like stuff planned
You know
out.
the problem is with women?
What is it?
I'm gonna tell you the problem is with women.
Tell me.
When you sit here and you tell women to date older because they got it figured out, they end up like her.
Like her.
Who's her? Because I pay my own bills. Nobody helps me.
Pause. You
now we
getting
get into
way
it.
too offensive.
This is what I was trying to get
Way
out.
too offensive.
Pause yourself.
You end up like her, a 22-year-old dating a 40-year-old.
Actually, I'm 26.
Yo, listen and
Oh, you
stop
talking about
talking.
then.
Stop talking
That
for a
was back in
second.
the day.
Yeah, like
Okay, cool, but listen, you're 22 dating a 40-year-old who's giving you false lies. And you stick it out thinking that they're telling you the truth because people think dating older means you got it. Yo, stop. I'm talking. You're telling people that a girl dating older means he got it. He's secure. He could be lying. He could be fronting. He could be faking. And he could be doing all. And the only thing that he has over you is age.
But that thing, I never said.
You didn't touch on it. That's what I wanted you to say.
Hold on, Oliver. You
I
can't do
never
that.
told a woman to go date a man that's 18, 20 years older.
It doesn't matter. He's 40. You're saying, okay, so 40 right now, if I'm 30, dating a 40-year-old is cool, right?
it's because he's offering security.
Okay,
and
but
a woman that's younger wants that.
Okay, listen, we're not gonna talk over each other. So what I'm saying is, cool, I'm not saying no, but what I'm saying is when you're telling the public to date older because it's security, but there are older men who can't provide that security and can provide a fake front and a facade.
And I agree.
And so can
So
a
then
younger
at that point, it's
I
like,
said for me, I prefer. I'm not honestly. If I start dating you, I see you a cap. I don't know why you stayed that long. I would have been out. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm not gonna date.
I didn't say how long I stayed.
I'm not gonna date older if it doesn't make sense. I'm not gonna date older if it's not beneficial. I might as well date somebody my age.
There's a theory called the Goldilocks theory, right? And it says the ideal age to get married is the age 28 to 32. And within the first 5 years, because that's the least likelihood to get divorced in the first 5 years, the age 28 to 32, where you're young enough to be married and old enough to have sense. So meaning like you're old enough to realize true compatibility from puppy love, but young enough to not be so set in your ways. And you're like, flexible to be like, okay, just to have a compromise. And also I do believe though, that if you put an age limit on yourself when to get married, you'll find yourself scrambling around like, oh my God, I gotta get married, I'm 40 something, I didn't get married yet. So I feel like, even though that there is an age limit, I'm saying there's no age limit. I believe it's not about age, it's about perfect timing.
Yeah.
And when you are confident in your personal and career life. So
I would agree with that.
With that being said, what is the appropriate age? Do you believe there's appropriate age to get married?
I don't. I do not. I think that's very dangerous to like box yourself like that. Especially like, I know a lot of my female friends, they're like, oh, I'm this age and I'm not in a relationship. I'm not getting married and I'm running out of time or whatever. And I just think that's, I don't know. I just think that's dangerous to think because you have your whole life. Like your life is your whole life. And like, you don't commit like certain aspects of your life to just a certain decade of your life. You know what I mean? Like you're not like, oh, I need to grind in my career in my 20s. I think you need to like be in your career. You picked your career is your life. So like that's your whole life. And yeah, I think when you know, I'd like to be a little bit of a romantic in that way. And I think that's really all I have to say. I don't think that there should be an age because I think that's a bit scary and it puts too much pressure on it when there's already enough pressure on the whole idea.
Well, girl, I think I'm one of your friends because I am the type of person to say, I need to get married by this and this age because, yeah, I'm going to be running out of time. And that age to me, I feel like is in your 30s. I'm just going to put that time gap in it because right now I am in my 20s. And like you did say, people use your 20s to like focus on your career. But I feel like in this day and age, there's a lot of hustlers. There's a lot of people starting businesses. There's, there's a lot of like women and men like getting to the bag, hustling or whatever. And once you set that foundation, the earlier you do it, the more you're setting yourself up for success in your career for the rest of your life. So once you get that done earlier, you can focus on what the rest of your life looks like.
But sometimes that doesn't take just your 20s. Sometimes that takes a long time. And some people don't even realize what they want to do until they're in their 30s or their 40s, or they have a completely different career change. And
sometimes that's because they don't have somebody with them. Maybe if they had somebody with them the whole time, then that person can help them find new depths of themselves so they don't have to change their careers. They can find their career and stick to it. Or they can find that person that can help support them and help grow their careers. You know, if you, let's just say you were 26 and 28, for example, and you just started your career and you got somebody that's supportive, that believes in you and that's pushing you, then that self-doubt may never trickle in. Maybe that lack of support system may never trickle in. And maybe you both become successful together and you grow together. So
isn't that the dream?
I mean, it is a dream, but there's also a theory, because the theory is 28 to 32, and most men don't get settled in their careers or settled with their finances until 30. So that's actually smack dab in the middle of a theory, and the theory is not a theory based on poetic or fantasies and dreams. It's based on real studies of real people. So it makes sense. Like for me, I believe that's the same thing. 28 to 32, I would give that a great 4-year range. I don't want to be 45 because I'm already kind of stuck in my ways now, and dealing with relationships, I find myself having to get out of the ways that I grew up and was taught or what I've experienced to learn. I can only imagine how much more experiences I'm going to have that I'll be stuck in the more that time frame goes on. Also, the more partners that you have in your life, the more you're going to compare that partner to your new partner. So if I've been dealing a single life for 45 years and then I compare all of my experiences to one person, they're never going to live up to that. And it's going to be hard. You're going to get to a point where you're settling for a relationship instead of settling for a happy.
Well, I agree. I don't think you should ever settle. I think that, but if you're still comparing your new relationship to your old relationship, then you're not over that old
You're
relationship.
not comparing the relationships. I'm saying
just said you were.
experiences. I speak very, very clear. You're comparing your life experiences. It's like if I go to Mexico today,
Yes.
right? I'm gonna compare it to Colombia that I went to.
Okay,
But
that's
I'm
a
not-
vacation. We're talking about relationships.
But you're talking about your experiences. So I could have a great experience with her, right? And a great experience with her, and a great experience with her, and a great experience with you. And then have a 20 years down the line, I'm dealing with somebody and things are getting hard. So now I'm thinking about, do I really have to deal with this? Well, I never had to deal with this in any of my other relationships or any of my other experiences.
Yeah, but I think a marriage is different than a relationship. I think a marriage is a bigger commitment. And marriage, you take the vows and you work through things. If you're not willing to work through the hard things in a marriage, then you shouldn't be married.
Yeah, but if you're 45 and you're dating, what age do you really think you're gonna get married? In the first 6 months?
Maybe you don't want to get married. You're 45, you've been dating, and maybe you like that life. Maybe you don't want to.
But we're not shaming that. The question is, what is an appropriate age to get married?
I feel like, honestly, and I feel like it's 35. I had this argument with my friend earlier today, and she was like, no, as a woman, your biological clock is taken, you need kids. I'm like, okay, for a woman, between 30 and 33, but for men, 35. Why? Because men honestly, I don't see a man being a man till they're 30. And as a 30, that's when a man really know themselves. Now they want to go explore. They want to go be a little hoe. They want to go do all that extra stuff. So I feel like they have that time, and that's when they're in their career prime. You know, they have that time to have their fun. As a woman, I feel like they're 20. You shouldn't get married at this point, because it's time to travel, to follow your dreams, to have fun, to be a little hoe. Fuck whoever you want to fuck at 20, because it's at 30, you don't want to do that no more. You know what I'm saying? I got my friend was like, Danny, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? You are pushing, you know, you about to be this, that, and third. I'm like, yo, listen, I'm the underdog. I'm overqualified. You know what I'm That's what I'm telling my friends. But I'm like, I don't want to get married till I'm like 30, 32, 33. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't feel like, I feel like I got so much more to learn. I feel like I'm still like, when I was 20, I thought I was grown. I'm like, damn, I feel dumb as fuck. Then I'm like 25, I feel dumb at 26. It's kind of like, okay, now I'm like, okay, so maybe I need to be in my early 30s to get married. You get what I'm saying? Because a lot of, in today's society, you know what I'm saying, but biological clock or whatever, think about it. A lot of people already have kids since they was like in their 20s.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Most women already got a kid by the time they're in their 20s and they're not married. We go to more baby showers than we go to weddings. Let's be honest. Sure. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like at this age, where we need to get married in our 20s, because there's so many, there's a lot of divorces happening. Every man that I meet, because I like men in their 30s. When a man tell me he's 30, I'm like, oh my God. That's a turn on. 28, whatever. 30? Oh, you 30? You 32, you 33. I feel like that's the age for a man. That's their prime. A woman prime is 25. A man prime, between 28 to 33, a man, that's when they really start getting money. They have their mama crib. They getting their own money. Their financials together. They're having fun. They feel like they're the man. They even look better at 30. Yeah, dude. I know, dude. You, Rico, I met you when you was 26, 25, 26. I thought you was a little boy. You know, we got more manhood into you.
Beard. That's all
I'm just saying. Like
and
a man don't measure up to they're like 30. A woman 25. A woman is like 25. I'm young. I'm da da da. But a man at 30, I got my job, I got my financial, I got my crib, I got my car. And now I'm fucking bitches. You gotta give them that time to have fun. You know, I done mess with dude when they were in their early 30s, and now they're like 33, 34, and now they're slowing down, like, you know, and I have my fun.
I mean, yeah, because upon my other studies, because I did a lot of research, they said the perfect age for a woman to get married is 28. Well, women in the U.S., because I can't speak for the arranged marriages, so that's why they preface it as saying women in the U.S., the perfect age to get married is 28, because you're now getting into your career, or you're already in your career, you live life socially. And for men, 32, same thing. They're getting into their career, they socially are like more seasoned and more settled and more confident. So 28 for women in the US and 32 for men.
I can agree only because I feel like I'm 27, so it's like I just started thinking about it though. Like up until this point, I never thought about getting married. Like I feel like, and that's what you were saying, like you have to have everyone, and it's like, you know, we've talked about this, like the hoe phase that you go through, whatever, but like it's not even just a hoe phase, like it's just not even on your brain. Like thinking about marriage and like, but I guess when you get older, like things start to get real. Like you're paying your bills more consistently and you're like, okay, this is important. And your priorities change and you're like, whatever. So I think it's just a matter of when it starts coming into the forefront. When you start meeting people and you're like, oh, I'm looking at you for a different reason. I'm 27 years old and the oldest I've ever dated is 30. I haven't even thought about marriage until this year, honestly. It never crossed my mind before when I was dating guys.
I mean, yeah, I think that for me, I dated a guy 18 years older than me. And that was it was a lot of pressure and it was not the best experience. I think that was way too old.
Yeah, you dating your father.
Should women date older?
It depends because I was 22.
Wait, what's older? I just have a question. Like, what's older? 4 years, 5 years?
Yeah, like
She said
18. What's older?
18 years.
18 years. I was 22 and 20. Yeah,
Let's
22.
say 10 years, 7 years.
Yeah, that's older.
18?
Yeah, I mean, mine's just 18.
For her question.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but just for the general question.
Yeah, I think that you should, but not that much older because 18 years, I mean, that's a whole high school. Like,
So where would you cap it?
I think I would cap it. I think 8 years is safe.
Okay.
Just because I've seen that with my family, with my mom and my dad.
Okay.
And like my family's from Brazil, and I feel like the men are always that much older, like 8, 10 years, 15 years older. But then I see how that slows the woman down a little bit when they're after the 8 years. I think that's the oldest I'll go. And my experience was, there was a lot of secrets between him and I. He also, a lot of people, would say what you just said, then you're dating your father. And his son was 3 years younger than me. And I used to joke around and call him my stepson. Wow. You're not my son, you're my motherfucking stepson.
Why did you say it like that?
Because Nikki said it, so it was in my head. Okay. But no, it was not the best experience. It was very toxic, and he wanted to have kids imagine I had kids with him at 22, 23, and he's 18 years older than me. Like, that would be terrible.
Like, that's just like, you agreed? Like, you was okay with that?
Yeah, but when you're 22 years old and you're living at home and a guy's promising you, I'm going to pay for your college, put you in a penthouse in New York and all that stuff, and then you find out he's cap.
All right.
That's why hand work.
Oh, yeah, because if you would have did it.
If you would have did it, then maybe. But also at 22 years old, a girl wants that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she wants to be in the city. I'm from Connecticut. Like, I was getting offered my college paid for, car, all this stuff that never happened.